reduce the tax burden for everyone involved and say that this is where, or this is how, or this is why. Reduce the cost for everyone involved so that everyone can participate in the benefits of it rather than just a select, isolated few in industries or corporations that have won the favor of some legislators. Well, under the proposal, county code officials in Mecklenburg County would give developers a rebate on their building permit fees if they, quote, build green. Put the air quotes around that. That includes features such as tiles made of recycled material or energy-efficient lights. All sounds great, right? I mean, hey, anything that's going to help for better sustainability and development and less tapping into the resources, natural resources we have can't be a bad thing, right? Well, the rebate amount would depend on how many green features a building has, with the most environmentally friendly buildings getting as much as a 25% discount on fees. Woo! 25% discount. I mean, that's pretty major. I mean, oh, wait a minute. Building permits cost what? $200? $300? So a $50 reduction. You're building a huge development. Maybe you have a skyscraper you want to build. Hey, we'll give you a $50 rebate on your permit fees. Well, now, see, that is activism at the local level. That is really making a difference in the sustainability of development for North Carolina. Hey, but baby steps. You got to take a little bit when you can get it, right? Well, county officials in Mecklenburg County are hosting a public hearing today to allow developers and others to comment on the proposal. Mecklenburg County commissioners are expected to vote on the program before the end of the year, and the county hopes to have it in place by January 1st. All of this garnering a big kind of, there's big headlines in the Charlotte Observer. There's great discussion about this great move by Mecklenburg County officials to become more environmentally friendly and to pass these incentives. They don't really add up to that much, especially if you have areas, like in Mecklenburg County, for instance, where you pay a Hall of Fame tax. For the NASCAR Hall of Fame, there's an extra tax for that. If you have room taxes that are much higher than other places, if you have a real estate transaction or home transfer tax that's adopted in towns, how much of a difference does a 25% discount on building permit fees really mean? It's not going to cover the added cost of the energy-efficient lights and the recycled material tiles and the extra cost that comes with being environmentally responsible with your building. So my argument would be that, hey, if you really want to encourage this kind of thing, then why don't you say, look, you want to build an environmentally friendly building, we're going to reduce your property taxes by the amount of electricity that you're going to save. By the square footage of forest that you are able to save, the acreage that you're able to save by using recycled materials or different alternative materials for your building that are more environmentally friendly, we're going to forgive that off of your property tax. I mean, make it dollar for dollar. Would that not really encourage it? Then you get into the discussion of where you have to ask, is this the proper role of government? Is this really where you're supposed to go with local government? Is it their job to try and manipulate or encourage? I guess manipulate might be a tough word. Is it their job to encourage certain behaviors or free market decisions of people? Oh, now you're getting a little complicated there. Well, let's say, just for the sake of conversation, that Mecklenburg County wanted to go full steam with this. They really wanted to become a green city, one that exchanged dollar for dollar cost off of property taxes or permit fees or anything else for anyone that would build a green building. And I don't mean the color like sensual colors on the sides of ridges. Well, they couldn't do it, because here's the thing. North Carolina lawmakers approved a bill allowing local governments to offer the rebate in August. And a growing number of cities and counties nationwide have similar incentive programs, but the goal is to get developers to do more to protect the environment, especially with officials projecting a 50% county population increase over the next 25 years for Mecklenburg County. So, again, you have to go back to North Carolina lawmakers have said this is what you're able to do. So if you had a city like Asheville, now we bring it back to the home front, we broadcast from Asheville, if the city of Asheville wanted for their community, if the people here wanted to do something and really be a green city and offer some kind of creative incentives program that smashes anything being offered by Charlotte or anywhere else, we couldn't do it. Why? Because the North Carolina General Assembly hasn't given us permission to do it. See, now we come full circle to understanding the way things work in the state of North Carolina. Now, perhaps you're on the free market side where you say, look, if you want to see green buildings take place, then it shouldn't be the government who's exchanging property tax dollars in order to get green buildings. Well, I think you might have a good argument right there. But developers in Charlotte are saying this. They say they want to know more about but generally approve of the idea. They want to know more about it, but they say green building is the direction a lot of people are heading, but it can be expensive. That's coming from the Charlotte-based Real Estate and Building Industry Coalition. She and others in the development business say that they prefer a rewards program to one that makes green features a requirement. In other words, if you're going to, if the alternative is that you're going to force us to artificially raise the cost of building, which is going to artificially increase the cost of home ownership, of business operation, and everything else, if that's our alternative, then hey, we'll go with the reward program. That's kind of like government in the relationship you might have with your kids. How many folks out there have a teenager at home? Okay, if you say, if your teenager comes to you and says, "Oh, Dad, I want to borrow the car, and me and my friends, we're going to go down to Charleston for the weekend." No, you're not. Here's your alternative. You can have the car to go out to the movies, whatever it is you want to do, or you can stay at home and you can play Uno with me and your mom. Now, is the kid happy with that choice? No, but if they're limited to one or the other, they're going to choose whichever one they think is the least evil or the least restrictive of the two. So if you have people in politics saying, well, look, the real estate industry is endorsing this plan, that's not accurate either. They're not really endorsing it. They're saying, well, this is better than having to stay at home and play Uno with Mom and Dad. We'll be back with more of Take a Stand right after this on News Radio 570 WWNC.
Apogee Acura offers you the new car confidence of Acura certified vehicles. Consumer experts say the best place to get a used vehicle is a new car dealer with a factory certified program. Why? Because we get our vehicles as trade-ins on new vehicles. Second, we keep the best and get rid of the rest. We have millions of dollars of quality pre-owned and certified vehicles. Every month, over 50% of our business is from previous customers and referrals.